So, hey everyone, and as always, thanks for stopping by and hanging out for a few. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Rich Charpentier. I'm the channel host, and normally we're talking about drone work and imaging and video here on channel. We run a smaller drone business in Arizona, Prescott, Arizona to be exact. And in the background, you can actually see one of the images here um, from our location, from one of our recent flights. Now, those of you who've been following along with the channel, you've probably been saying, hey, Rich, you've been kind of missing lately. And you're correct, I've been missing lately. So that doesn't mean that I haven't been doing any new videos or tutorials for the type of drone work we do here. I've actually been assembling a new class over the past couple of weeks. And if you want to check out some of our classes, you can go to classes.azdrone.net. And the link will also be down in the show description. But so I've been spending a lot of time on a new video presentation for drone operation workflow for doing construction progression sites. So I've been building this new class, and I've actually been at a standstill for a bit because the weather's been a little strange and because some of our construction sites are delayed because of weather, supply issues, and other issues. So finishing out my newest class, I've been kind of stuck. We haven't had great weather until this past weekend. In a couple of days' time, we're going to be flying one client location for the last key part of our new class that we're going to be putting up. So that should be coming together and being announced here on channel in the very near future. Now, we did take advantage of the weather over the past weekend to do a flight for one of our clients, kind of a different flight, not their normal flights for construction locations, but actually a community get together in one of the communities that they work with on a regular basis. And so we did some aerial shots and video for them. And well, I'll just start playing this right now. So this was just a couple of days ago. This is still a rough draft video at the moment, waiting on the client to check out some of the initial clips, some of how we'd like to put this together. But I always like to kind of cobble something together just to get myself thinking about how I want to do this flight. So this particular community event, they were doing a roadside cleanup um, off of one of the main roads into their area. And in honor of a person who's recently passed, they renamed one of the road signs, the adopted by signs. So they just wanted to, show off the community coming together and, talk a little bit about the person that they lost from their community. So as you can see, good turnout here. And right now we're doing some ground-based stuff. So this was drone work, and this was also ground-based stuff with a Canon M50. Um, not looking for the most cinematic thing or anything here, just showcasing what the people were out doing for the day. So we did have the drone. It was not flying directly over the highway there, so I made sure to keep it actually off to the right a little bit. You can see some of the groups of folks, the cleanup volunteers. So we did some motion text in here as well. And this is not our usual job workflow, but it was fun to come out and give a hand to the group as well. So you can see folks were also taking pictures of the signs, and they had cleanup crews on both sides of it. So they wanted some stills, they wanted some video just to kind of capture, you know, that weekend coming together. You never know what types of requests you're going to get as a drone operator. So you should always keep that in mind that, when people know that you're running a flying camera, they think, oh, cinematography, editing, the actual shoot, all that stuff. Each of those things some things you excel at. Sometimes you're just average at some of the things. And you got to let people know up front, here's what I think we can do for you. And here's where it might fall down. So they did really want to, highlight the memorial. So I made sure to get a couple of shots of that. You can see one of the balloons has popped. It actually heated up pretty good. So our first real warm spell here in northern Arizona. And then they had a get together afterward, complete with a early morning lunch. I don't know that you'd call it brunch. So there we go. That's what I was doing over the weekend. This video is about to come to an end, so I'm actually going to just go ahead and pause it right here. But so this is a recent flight for us. And This week we are going to be, so the second video to go along with, this week we're going to be finally wrapping up a project that we were initially contacted about in 2019. We got some great flights for this client, and it's coming to a close. The final components have come together for the ranch. And so this is not a recent video. This video is actually months old because we were doing time-lapse progression videos for the client as well. But we were also doing straight standard videos. So I think this was June of 2021, and a lot has come together. And in the end, that new class that I was talking about, where we're going to be going through my workflow, all the steps that go into doing something like this, um, we're going to have this one additional flight that we'll be doing later this week, provided that the weather forecast is correct. And then we'll be doing a big time lapse from the actual start of the project, which was January 2020, all the way through to coming into April of 2022. So like many of our other construction clients, they ran into some delays, weather delays, issues with the virus of unknown or unnamed origin. We all know what I'm talking about there. Supply issues where things were not coming in time or on time for the construction groups. All of these things we can document with our drones for builders, for the brokers, for the buyers, the property owners themselves. We get requests from lots of different people. Just recently, I've gotten a new request for a new home build site here in the Prescott area. And I was contacted by the buyer who's hiring on a construction group to do his build, but he wanted the entire build documented so that he could see how it all came together, see if there was any time slippages or anything. So that was a gentleman out of California contacted us maybe a week and a half ago. So we're getting all the arrangements together for his as well. His property isn't quite on the scale of this one. So we actually documented 20 acres and some change out of a total 40-acre location. So we were focusing mainly on the new ranch amenities, the new stables, the new show rings, those types of things. So those things weren't there in the beginning. So I'll be going out and flying this hopefully on Thursday, provided weather holds. We got some rain right now, and it's actually pretty chilly today. Tomorrow it's supposed to warm back up again. And I think we're going to start seeing those springtime temperatures really soon. So this one's just about wrapping up. So this gives you an idea of some of the flights. This doesn't show you everything because we also did two-dimensional modeling here. We did some 360 virtual tours in here as well. So a little bit of everything in our skill sets for what we do for clients. And I'm going to close this one down just momentarily. So this one needs a slight edit. There's a little jumpiness in here that I'm noticing that I hadn't noticed previously. Easy enough to correct at least. So there's one of our upcoming jobs this week. We've got 2 additional flights for clients as well here moving from March into April. So I'm going to be working on a lot of that. Some of those things will be appearing on YouTube. Now let's go ahead and close that one out and let me see what we've got left here. Yeah, so one of the big things, like I said, why I've been missing from YouTube is I've been putting together a new class over on azdrone.net. So it's classes.azdrone.net, and you can check out the courses that we do offer for drone operators right now. We even have a couple of 360 imaging classes in there as well. This newest class I am extremely excited about because it's taking our entire workflow and walking you through the whole workflows to give you ideas of what kind of workflow you should structure for yourself in your drone business with the types of jobs you do. Not everyone does construction progression work like us. So maybe you're interested in agriculture, maybe you're interested in infrastructure. Our workflow can apply to those things as well. So I'm really excited. We'll be announcing this very soon. And once it's announced, we'll let you know. Also, just to let you know, I'm pulling up Lightroom here really quick because this is a segue into the fact the folks on our Patreon channel, thank you all for being patrons, by the way. Your support to this channel is extremely meaningful to me, so I appreciate it. We regularly, for those of you who don't know about our Patreon channel, We regularly have Zoom conference calls, usually 3 to 4 times per month, where we cover a variety of topics. And our new topics coming up into the spring here, we're going to be talking about basic digital photography, basic video, and taking you through some of our process for what we use in editing and assembly for our final deliverables to our clients. So if you're feeling a little weak on the editing side of the house, or maybe even the capture side of the house, that you don't really understand aperture, shutter, ISO, how we get our exposures for our images, we're going to be doing a couple of sessions on our Patreon channel. And also for our patrons, whenever we're doing new classes, um, we actually have our patrons test out the classes first. So the folks on the Patreon channel do get some behind the scenes, and they do get to see things that nobody on YouTube or even in our classes get to see. So that's one of the fun things with the Patreon channel. So if you're interested, we've got links down below for the Patreon channel as well. And we'd love to have you stop in and check it out. So like I said, upcoming in the next couple of weeks on that channel, we're going to be talking about some basics of still editing and some basics of video editing. We're going to be utilizing tools like Lightroom, Photoshop, and Affinity Photo, because those are the requests I've had from the patrons. And then we're going to be talking generically about video, because everyone seems kind of spread out. Final Cut, Premiere Pro, and DaVinci seems to be that triangle of the really good video processing. So we'll be talking about video processing in more general terms. That way it covers everybody that's in our Patreon group. So that's where we've been. That's why I've been missing. So, doing a flight over the past weekend, getting ready for these new flights, taking new client calls. We've also got 9 new construction sites. So that was verified yesterday. So I'm going to be dealing with 9 new construction sites in the next couple of weeks, doing video and still progressions for those new builds as well. So stay tuned to the channel. I'll try to make sure not to just go so heavily focused on my class videos, but make sure that we include the YouTube channel as well. So once again, thanks for being part of this channel. If you haven't already, like and subscribe down below. Go ahead and check out our courses and check out the Patreon channel as well if you're interested. All right, everybody, have a great rest of the week. Tomorrow, I'll be going through checking everything on my drones again before we go to do our Thursday flight at Sky Ranch, Rome. And you'll probably be seeing some of what we collected. Probably next weekend, we'll highlight some of the stuff from Sky Ranch, Rome right here on the YouTube channel as well. All right, everyone. Hope you have a great start to the work week, and we'll look forward to seeing you again really soon.